So before the dumbed down gas incapacitates me, it's coming from next door, or I get too stupid or I can't think, which is the same as being incapacitated. I'm gonna make this real quick video. I have reasons why I'm doing this, and I mentioned them yesterday in the other video. I know I'm not the greatest photographer, and when I'm looking at it here outside, I'm not looking here on the camera, so I'm not a professional photographer. Plus, like I said, things happen that damage my poor little brain. And if for some reason one day I'm not making any more presence known on any kind of media, that's because I've been cut off. That's what they like to do, is cut off your communication. And that can be done in many various ways, besides pulling the cords down there on the hard drives. This is the only hard drive that works now. It's an internal one. I went to back it up, and then I discovered that none of the other hard drives were showing. It wasn't registering any of them. I don't know. That's a problem I have to work out one day. It looks to me like the cords were messed with and yanked that go into the power supply. I mentioned that yesterday. Some of these cords, like they go into your phone, if it's some of that gelatinous, resiny crap that eats metal is put on one of those, it not only destroys the outer part of the rubber, because obviously it's not corrosion resistant, it also destroys, well, it eats metal, so it destroys your connection. Then if you can't charge your phone, then you don't have a working phone. And they put it can be inside where the connectors go. It can be on the connectors themselves. It can be on the plugins that go into the hard drives. It could be on anything, anywhere. And that cuts off effectively your communication. And if you didn't know what was going on, you would just think, oh, my stuff just went bad. Yeah, well, that's not the case. Anyway, back to this. What I'm going to do is, I've already showed you all these. Let me try to look at this. I need to look through the camera lens on the phone and know what I'm doing. This is the older one. This was compiled in 2003 when I was in that garage. You can see it's the older one because Netscape doesn't exist anymore, does it? I don't think so. And these, I've clicked these. Neither one of these work. There's no sense of clicking them. And this does in the newer version that I've made, but not in this one. I can show you the newer version real quick, and you'll see the difference right there with that. And also, I was going to show you some of the free sites that I had made. Up here, a lot of these no longer work on this one. This is where I originally sent it to, was 2cows. I sent it to here, the browser executable, I mean, back between 1997 and 2000, before this compile here. Or maybe it was around this time. No, it was before this, because no, I wasn't living in the garage yet, so it was a couple years before this was compiled here. It was between 97 and 2000. This is one of the main reasons I wanted to recompile it recently. But the thing is, it doesn't matter because this browser control is outdated, so you want to use another one maybe. Visual Basic 6 is also outdated. But what I did do, and I didn't mention, I'm going to sidetrack because, yeah, the gas does, I'm ADHD, I think, obviously, but that stuff does slow me down, but it makes you stupid. It makes you lose your train of thought. It makes you forget what you're doing while you're doing it. That's not good. It's like instant Alzheimer's in chemical form. It's like a full brain lobotomy. Yeah, it sucks. Anyway, I have no control over that. There needs to be better legislation. Anyway, what I did was, this is the address bar that you don't see right now, but hide, it's on hide now. I'm going to get show, and show will bring it right back. See, there it is. The thing is, though, I never did finish it on the new one either. I was going to make it to where this space underneath, when that's gone and it's just blank, would be sucked up and give you more room on your visual viewing page, but I never got around to that. As you can see on the newer one here, I better go here real quick. Oh, not quick enough. I'm trying to, that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to recompile it, and then I discovered other problems with it. There, that's just, I need to redo this. I fixed this in the other browser. I will show you in a minute what I did. And I didn't recompile nothing. No, I did not. I don't see any sense in it since it's been damaged and it doesn't work correctly now anyway. But yeah, this here, I wanted to get rid of this so that it would suck up and give you more space. But anyway, you can see this is the new one. Now these pages do work. I think I just sidetracked. Anyway, I'm scatterbrained. I'm starting to feel it. That's why I wanted to make this video really quick, because I could feel it starting to hit me. Feel it in my jaws, my teeth, and my head, and my thoughts. And yeah, it's starting to mess me up. But these do work on this newer one, and this is the one I compiled a few years ago. And but I'm not going to go into it, but it's still not quite correct. the time I made this, this was a super fast and functional browser. And this goes to, what's this? Now the older Intrepid, yeah, this is pretty amazing. It's not secret web serving anymore, but they are pretty astounding. I'm not going to accept that because it's an old browser control and I don't see any sense in jacking with it. But they're pretty cool. Departments, Human Resources, Solutions. I don't know why I'm looking at this, because I'm getting, my brain is being numbed right now. It's got the largest concentration. Here, just read that. I'll pull it back a little bit. Nearby is the Dulles Technology Corridor, which stretches from Tysons to Loudoun County. Here's an impressive cyber fact. Loudoun, or Loudoun, I don't know how you pronounce that, county contains the largest concentration of data centers in the entire world, around double the amount in Silicon Valley. Never would have guessed. Anyway, I was going to show you on the older browser where this link here no longer works. This works the same on both. This works the same on both. I showed you that yesterday, how this still, after all these years, it still works the same. If it's still in the same, if the executable for the Windows Media Player is still in the same location, it will work. And this is good. Yeah, I like this. But now this, I changed it in this version that I recompiled. This, remember, this is the newer one, not new, but see, you can tell it's the newer one because of those down there. And also, I worked on these to make sure most of these work correctly. I'll show you in a minute. But this does the God mode, which is really cool. See? Yeah. It gives you access to a lot of things in your Windows system. Lots of things. That's why I never had to use anything in Windows. I never learned anything about Windows, really, and I never would have really passed one of their IT tests because I didn't learn things conventionally. But anyway, the older browser, is it still up, or is it? Let's close this one. I still have it up. This is the old one. Now what I did do, yeah, I wanted to make that so it would suck up there. This part would be sucked up to this and give you more space on the browser window itself, the interface, but I never did. I never got around to that. So I just didn't do it. Let's open the DIN sites. What I did do was, though, I need to show you what I'm doing. Open the DIN sites. Now, what I did do was this. I put one on the desktop and one in program files. Now I select that. All I have to do now is click go. Like that. Here you go. I'm going to fix this page and make it different too. But here's the new. Now, this is the old one. This is the older one that I recompiled in 2003 and when I was in that garage. And these don't work correctly. And this goes to the same basic page, but neither one of these work at all because they don't exist anymore, and it's really outdated. This goes to a half-ass page. It's not quite correct, and I checked a bunch of these a while ago, and this is where I originally sent it to, is this place, 2 Cows, and they said it didn't work. Yeah, that's why I wanted to recompile it, basically. It's the main reason. Now it's old and outdated, so I see no sense in doing that. Yeah. But they rejected it and said it didn't work, and I mentioned that yesterday. I'm not going to go back into that again. It's an old, outdated browser control. 2 Cows in the news. They still exist, I guess. But anyway, I don't need to go back on this. Now, see here on the old one, it doesn't work. Nothing. But then I changed it for the new one. Yeah, I got some risky connections there. Some of those ones that no longer work correctly, no doubt, have been the newer one. Yeah, those are very annoying script errors. Put it here. See, that's where that goes to now, though, so that's cool. But here it works great on the God mode. I redid it, and it came out great. There's a couple times I've done that now, but yeah, my head's being buzzed. And this works the same on both, like I mentioned yesterday. I'm trying to do mainly functions now and not talk so much. I did talk too much to begin with, but and then neither one of these work because this does now the new one. In the old one it doesn't. I changed it in the new one, so it goes to the page I made. I mentioned that yesterday. But in the old one, it does not. I'm not going to show you, but it doesn't work in the old one. And this doesn't work because you would have to have a version of Microsoft Office installed for that to work. Yeah, I'm getting my head's starting to swim right now. That's why I wanted to hurry up and do this. And I may have said a couple things over, made mistakes because yeah, that's why I call it brain swimmer. Brain swimmer. Actually, when it first starts hitting me, they first start gassing me with it. It kind of lines me out a little bit, but then it gets a little bit too overboard. And all these work, and this naturally goes to where I showed you, and this is a forward and backward. It does just like I say, it goes forward and backward, see? That's what it does. Let's get back here, and you can see it better now. It goes, see, works correctly. This was the best browser, and like I said yesterday, this does work, but I'm not going to do it because I made it using dial-up, and I don't know how it's going to work on. But speaking of, oh, and this no longer exists. This is non-existent, so I'm not going to click it. Now these will work. This should work. See, it's no longer supported because it's an old browser control, but all these others should work. Goggle. Who's dyslexic? I'm dyslexic. Goggle Plus. It should be Google Plus. No longer exists either. But it goes to the Google page. It's still fresh enough to have a Google page to go to. And then Google itself will work. That's a Google search. I did fix a few things like this. And then Instagram, it'll go to, if you're signed in, you know, it'd still go to the Instagram page. Then, of course, it would still go to the Facebook page. I've deleted Facebook myself. I don't use it. But say it would go to that. And then what else? Help. This is a help file I made years ago. Let's see if it still exists in the new one. It does. Yeah, that's how long ago I made this. That's how long ago I originally made this. Look at that. Between 1997 and 2000 is when I originally made this. So if you want to, you can go ahead and go to the Wayback Machine and download your own version of this outdated, worthless browser. But it was at the time more powerful than any other browser out there. Like I said yesterday, bar none. Let's get back here. And it does, the favorites do work. And I saved them, and it saves them in individual text files. It does save like the HTML code of the page as well, which is kind of takes up about the same amount of space as an HTML page or HTML page does. Hypertext markup, hypertext link markup, whatever. But still, it puts them in single text files, which would be the same as a single HTML page link. Whereas, like today, I don't know how the other browsers do, but I know that Firefox here puts everything in one giant HTML page. So all your links are on one huge. It depends on how big you make your favorites, how many favorites you have. If you only have a couple, it's no big deal. If you have tons, then it is kind of a big deal. I'm not going to go into the chats today, but I will go into some other stuff here. Let's see, what else do we have? I had to hide and show the address bar. The address bar showing. Let's hide it. See, what I mean was I would like to have that sucked up to where that big blank area wouldn't exist, and it would tighten up to the bottom of stuff, chats, and Densite, so that way it would have more browser window. But I never got around to that resizing of the window after I closed it. So can be done. Could have been done. It's too late. Doesn't matter now. All these work, all these go to where they're supposed to. Some of the pages don't register correctly. Oh, I know. Something that still worked out for all these years. People may wonder what a live was back when we had dial-up. Not that it matters now. But what it was this. And that's what I had it set back in the day, a couple decades ago. And it just pings these to keep you online. If you have dial-up, it goes off occasionally. That's all that was. Free stuff works now. I redid these once. All these free stuff should pretty well work. Try to get back here. Free stuff for people. They don't all load correctly, as you can see, because it is an older, outdated browser control. So stuff doesn't load correctly. Some does. It depends on how the page is made. Some stuff doesn't load at all, like that. And I checked another one a while ago. Which one was it that I will not try to load? Which was the Windows one. It didn't load at all. but these did. So these are free sites. I wanted to help people. That's why I wanted to make this. Because I know I struggle myself in life and still do. I just wanted to help people. I'm not going to click that because it doesn't work. SourceForge does. I just checked it a few minutes ago. Your browser is out of date. No shit, Sherlock. Cloudflare. And the last one, see, I skipped that because I know it doesn't work. I checked it a few minutes ago. Barely can remember that. It's a good thing it's not real strong, but I feel it in my hand right now. The wind side does still work. And what else? This is just mainly showing functionality. Now these are different than the ones on the old one. I checked these don't work. These will mess it up. This should work. Yeah, it does. That's good. And this merely opens the File Explorer, which is, your Windows File Explorer here. And this is Windows 11, so it just still works fine. And my computer, just still open that. Yeah. It opens it up to this PC, which is, comparable to my computer in the olden times. Of course, the chats still work, but I'm not going to click them right now. What else do we have? Oh, these still work too. Select home page. And it works in the old one as well as the new one. This is the newer version I made. But this stuff still works. Yeah. After all these years, so much of this is still functional. After all these decades. And if you want to change the Internet Explorer name, some of this I showed yesterday, but it's just a rehash. Yeah, there's my wolf head. That's cool. I don't care who you are, that's cool. Oh, I already did that. Yeah, I'm starting to feel it. It's a good thing I made this now because, yeah, that's why I call it Brain Swimmer. I'm starting to lose my train of thought. Yeah, it's a good thing I started making it when I did, or if I waited another 20 minutes, I'd be vegetabilized. That still exists, too. There. Now, I will look at the chats again, maybe. Now, all these media players do work. As well as these. These also work. The new and the old. But, yeah, back when I made this, I was pretty proud of it.
You are using the...
Oh, that's just so loud. It works, though. This I showed you this a few minutes ago, the old help file. You can go download it yourself with the Wayback Machine and get it now that you totally know where my browser is online. Let's see, it did that, it did those, it did this. Options. Wait, I was doing open. Now, these two didn't work, but these two did. I think I showed you that already. Options, select home page. Oh, a buttload of media players. Now, it's just simple information. It just tells you that you have to have the stuff installed already for it to work. Let's see. And if you have it installed, then it will work. And a lot of these media players, I was going to take out and just have one single media player, but it's good to have options, I think, in anything. VLC. Now, I have it installed, so it should pop it right up. Yeah, see. And I have the player as well. So, and these are just basic links in the interface. It's nothing really fancy. No special calls or anything. Some of the things I did were, but not these. This one actually is. This is kind of different. It puts you in here. This is pretty helpful to have. This is really helpful. all I needed was my browser. I didn't need anything else. Takes you right in C drive. I didn't need any other Windows type of interface. Of course, like I said, I do have different shells I use. I just don't use that's Explorer++, and this is Nexus file. They're pretty cool. They're just like the Internet Explorer, File Explorer, but they're made a little differently. That's all it is. That's all they are. Pretty cool. I don't mess with computers anymore. I just want to survive what I'm going through now. These are just a bunch of media players I put in. Yes, every one of them works. I checked them all ago, and just other people made these, and it was cool. I thought it saved me a lot of time having all these different options to choose from, different stuff and different ways to play stuff. And I did colorize some of them. I did change the interface slightly, but I'm not going to go through and show you them all. I don't know. I could, I guess. It won't take long to do it. These were other people's that they made years ago, decades ago. They're really cool. Every one of them's cool. People are geniuses. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, my brain's being swamped right now. I feel like my ear's really strong through my head. I was just talking about it. I hope that something will be done about it. Oh, didn't work. Oh, there it is. It just took it a while to load. Took it a few seconds. This is a cute one. This is kind of cool. I don't wonder what they probably went on to become other things years later. I don't know. It's been many, many decades, so I don't know what's happened. And of course, the diagnostics. You saw my Wolf4 scanner yesterday, where it works. That's Timber's face. And you can go see what ports are being actively used on your system. And then, of course, this guy had some really cool stuff. Of course, this is your DirectX. If you're a gamer, then this would be very handy for you to utilize. I showed you some of this yesterday, but I'm just going through now and mainly doing some of the functionality on it. I showed you this yesterday too. This just goes into your registry editor. Don't mess with that unless you know what you're doing. System information is unavailable at this time. So that would be something else I would have to work on. See, things have changed, even since I made this compiler a few years ago, which I had to do a lot manually because it was being messed up. And when I tried it again here in this apartment, it was totally jacked. I'd say that's due to hacking. Most definitely due to hacking, because, yeah, absolutely. Not too much I can do about it. I'm just one poor little dude. This guy, he made this. This is excellent. Of course, let's see if his homepage still works. I don't even know if it does. It's been a lot of years. Huh. Yep. That's a long time ago. Anyway, he made a killer program. Like I said, I think he may have gotten mad. I don't know why I think that. It's something I remember years ago. It may have something I don't remember really. Oh, now it's gone. Now it's shut off. But he made a killer program. It's really awesome. You got your port scan. You can change it and change your ports you want to do. Oh, look at that. What's that? Scan results. Who is? And you can get different host names. I mean, you get all different kinds. You could add. I've added a lot of host names to it. It was pretty customizable. It didn't work at first. I had to do something when I recompiled it because it wouldn't work. But I made it work. There's a couple minor things. I don't know why. Anyway, it's a really cool program. This guy here is gets full credit for it, that dude. Full credit. I mean, you can make these all yourself individually, but it's just somebody already wrapped them into one executable file. All the same related type things together in one package that was mixing much. Like I said, my main concern was doing the browser interface itself at that time. I even put some decompile protection into it so that it would be difficult for somebody to take it apart and reverse engineer it. But that was a long time ago, and I don't think anybody cares anymore. It's outdated. And it's not completely worthless, but you know, it's not. This is if you want to go download networks. I'm not going to click it, but this is networks itself. If you have it already installed, it's there. It is. It's pretty handy. It's got traceroute, ping, and netstat. Netstat is quite informative. You can look at stuff, and unless they're hiding, if they're hiding their remote address, then yeah, you won't see it. But if they're not, or you do it before they get enough sense to hide it, then you can see what it is. But here lately, the hackers have been hiding their stuff, and I don't see the ones I was familiar with seeing there before. And if they're legitimate, they'll more likely show their addresses. And it could be UDP or TCP. This is a couple little programs I made. Just threw some code together. Got things to work. The MSDN library was quite disappointing to me. Even when I tried things exactly the way it said to do it, the calls and things, it didn't work. I had to redo it. Sorry, I was looking out the window and not focusing. Yeah, it's hitting me. It's not super strong right now, but yeah, it's affecting me. I guess it still works. I didn't know how it would work. Let's open a page. Let's open something and see what it does. If it has any effect on it. Nope, I'm not seeing anything happening. Sure it would. Nope, I'm not seeing no activity. I wonder if it is working like it should. It used to work. Maybe it's not. I'd have to have it top level so that you could see it operating. I don't know. It's a long time ago. I'm not going to mess with it now. I have no interest, no desire. No interest or desire. Let's see if this works. I don't see anything working. Oh, wait, there it is. It's going to crash the browser. It tried to work. It tried to come on. Nope. Huh, it didn't crash it though. I thought it would crash it. Oh, it turned itself off. Good. What else works here? Xenu, there's a... Sorry, I know I keep jerking around here. Oh, okay, yeah. Same as the others, you gotta have it installed for it to work. I just made links for you to be helpful. And Xenu itself, it's just there's nothing here, but if this is the newer one, so if I do this, it should... It's just a link sleuth to check your HTML pages and HTML pages to make sure you don't have dead links or duplicate links or links that no longer function or links that go to some dead end or, just to help you with your web pages. Yeah, it still works. So I could totally put a URL, Universal Resource Locator, in there and check it out, run a scan on it, but I don't need to. It's a pretty handy program. As a matter of fact, there it is right there. I just changed the icon. Yeah. Oh, some of these programs I still use, sure, I just don't have them in the browser anymore. Calculators, I showed you these yesterday there. I did not make these either. Absolutely not. I recompiled them, put them in the executable, but I did not make them. They're really good though. Page setup, course, you look at the page setup. The stuff still works good. After all these years, some of the calls are still the same. Properties. It's just basic properties. It's not very much at all. It's not very detailed. You can make it a lot more detailed property. Form sheet. But these are just, if you want to install screenshots or run screenshots, but like I mentioned yesterday, you don't need that because you can just use that and this to print screen, then it saves it in your photos, your images. So that's pretty much it. I guess that's enough. I'm going off again, sorry. Yeah, I'm not good. I'm not a good photographer. This no longer exists. These work. I wonder what this does. Oh, it doesn't work anymore. I was going to tell you can drag and drop it, but it no longer works. I tested it yesterday. So, it doesn't work anymore. Pretty crazy. This is the old one. And what I need to do is close these annoying things real quick. Yeah. Open the den sites, because I did save these. I put one on the desktop and I put one in program files. It did work. I don't know why it didn't work when I was doing it live yesterday, but it did work. And I'd say maybe hacked because I saved it. It didn't work. I went to the page and saved it. This was the program files. Click go. There you are. It's working today. And this is the old one. How you know it's the old one? Well, because they don't have Netscape anymore. And this Windows update does not work. Yeah, I never used these. I thought other people might utilize them, so I had them in there. I think I took them out of the newer one. And a lot of these didn't work anymore. Anyway, I think that's not everything. I didn't do the chats. Didn't do the chats. Virtual places, that used to be a cool place. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there's more, definitely there's more. Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm just not gonna go into everything, but that's pretty much it. Netscape Support. I'm sorry, I'm trailing off again. But anyway, I did that so I would have it here, and I don't know why pages aren't backwards compatible to the older sound files like this. I don't know why, but I do know I also saved this. Darn it. Program files, I saved it, and another copy of it I put on the desktop. And this is how the favorites worked. Click go. You could also delete stuff. I showed you that yesterday. That's it.